Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Hartley talking to you guys, class of 2026, about scheduling for your junior year of classes. I just want to go through, by now I think you know, hopefully, but maybe not, who your counselor is. Mrs. Leiden is for students with the last name A through F. I am for students with the last name G through M, and Mrs. Dolezal currently is the counselor for last name N through Z. And those are our contact info. Lots of you email us already. If you need us, you can email us to come down, whatever you need. A couple of things we want to go through. A very good resource for you that a lot of students don't know about is the course selection guide. The course selection guide tells you everything you need to know about all the classes that are here. So if you're unsure of what the course looks like, you can check it for the description. It talks about graduation requirements. It talks about the honors diploma. It talks about what you need to take a certain class. So everything is there. We oftentimes send you to the course selection guide when you have questions specific like that. There is a new honors diploma for the class of 2026. It looks pretty similar. There are eight requirements as there are now, and you have to get 7 out of 8 of the requirements, but they've changed it around so that if you miss 2 of them, for instance, if you don't get the ACT score and you don't get 3 years of a world language, there are some substitutions to allow you to still get the honors diploma. So it's a little bit more complicated to explain, but it could open up more options for getting the honors diploma. Remember the change in the schedule policy. It's not a change, it was a new change this year. We're going to continue with that. We want you to take this process seriously because we want all schedules to be final on the first day of school. So some of you who have tried to change your schedule here at the beginning of the semester or the beginning of the first semester know that the answer has been largely no. So we need you to take this process seriously so we get you in the right place. Required courses for 11th graders. These are the things that we're telling you you have to take, although you get to choose the level. Remember, this is where those conversations with your core teachers are important because they can be guidance for you on which level makes the most sense. You need English 11, either CP level or AP Lit. You need an advanced science, you can pick, but you need a year worth of science. Social studies, you need government or AP government. And then math, there are several options depending on where you are in the math course of study. So I'll show you that in a minute. There's a link to the flow chart where you can kind of follow it through and see what makes sense for you next. Also, your math teacher is going to be a good resource on that. AP courses, if you haven't taken one, some of you may have taken one for the first time this year or thinking about taking them next year. We want to make sure you're prepared for the increased work level. Independent work, reading, writing, those things will have to happen. Some of that stuff will have to happen out of class. So we want you to prepare for that workload, and we want you to create a schedule of AP courses, if that's what you choose, that makes sense for you and allows you to balance all the other activities that you're involved in. Because just because you can do an AP course doesn't mean you should. There's only so much time in a day, so you have to find those classes that mean the most to you and are interesting to you and you think can help you later, and choose those for the AP courses. Remember, colleges do look not just at your AP course load, but also the other things that you do in your life and extracurriculars. Mrs. Emmons posted and sent out information about AP on January 25th, so you can refer to that if you have individual questions. Here is that math curriculum flow chart I was talking about, so you can kind of look through and say, I took algebra already and geometry, and then sort of follow your way down until you find what makes sense for you next. Other required courses that you have are health. Many of you should have health done. If you are one of the juniors that does not have health still, there are two options. You can take summer school, which is an online program, or you can take it during the school year next year in the ninth grade community. So yes, it's likely that you will be with ninth graders. Again, this should only affect a few of you, but those of you it does, those are your two options. We will not have an online health during the school year like we were doing this year. That will not happen after this year. If you have questions about health, you can see your counselor. You need 2 semesters of PE or to complete a PE waiver. So and you can combine those. You could do 1 PE class and 1 season of a sport, or 2 seasons of a sport. Summer PE is offered for a summer school fee, but you only get 0.25 credits. So you would have needed to also take a class during the school year or have a season of a sport. Once you complete the waiver, if that's the direction that you go, once you complete your seasons, you need to fill out a form in the counseling office. Lots of elective courses for you to choose from. Once you get through the ones that we require you to take, there's all kinds of elective courses. In the next few weeks, we'll get lots of opportunities to see the different courses in our scheduling fair and ask questions and hopefully find the right fit for you. These are planning tools for you. None of this has to be turned in. The course selection worksheet, the planning worksheet, they do not have to be turned in. They are for you to help plan for the next year. The course selection worksheet shows all of the courses that are available to you. And then next to it, it has either a 1 or a 2, which indicates how many semesters it is. Since there are 7 bells in a day times 2 semesters, you are going for the number 14 to fill your schedule. That can count a study hall. You can count those. You can have 1 study hall, so you could have 2 semesters of a study hall. So you want that number to turn out to be 14. Alternates have to be selected. Some of you have found out the hard way that you get your alternate sometimes if classes are full or something doesn't fit into your schedule. So we want those alternates to be classes that if you get those classes, you're not going to be too disappointed. If you just choose something and put it there, you could get into that class and then be stuck with it for the semester. So give some thought to your alternates also. We will be doing online scheduling and more to come on directions for that in Flex, but we will have everything in by February 16th. Again, just stressing those alternates, and if you don't pick them, then I have to, and it's always better if you pick them. These are lots of dates. Mrs. Emmons is sending out emails all the time updating you on dates, but February 1st, is starting the scheduling fair. February 6th and 8th, the counselors will be available during Flex. So if you have individual questions, you can come down and see us then. Other opportunities to talk to us. February 8th is parent-teacher conferences, and all the counselors will be in the media center for parents to come in and walk up. They don't have to make an appointment. They can just come see us and ask questions. Also, a lot of the elective teachers will be there as a sort of mini scheduling fair for your parents if you want to come with them. The AP seminar meeting, if you're interested in that, is at 5 o'clock, and the CCP meeting, if you are thinking you would like to take CCP classes next year, you want to make sure to come with your parents to the media center, 5:45 on February 8th, and Mrs. Emmons will give you all the information about that. If you think you'll be doing CCP, you want to schedule classes here at the high school as if you're not doing CCP, and then we can always go back and modify them later. Online scheduling opens from February 8th, and we want everything to be in. I'm sorry I said February 16th prior, but it will be February 22nd. Online scheduling will be due and checked in your homeroom. So we'll give you lots of reminders about that between now and then. Parent-teacher conferences are also on February 21st. Those require an appointment. Those are individual as opposed to the scheduling fair. And then we'll talk more about it as we go through the process. But February 23rd, override forms are due. Override forms will be if a if a teacher makes a recommendation and you and your parents decide to override that recommendation, there will be a process to follow. Now, if you're thinking, I really would like to talk to my counselor before I make my decisions for next year, we will meet with all of you individually starting last week in February, and you'll get a one-on-one with your counselor. Again, schedule policy, we just want you to remember it so you take this seriously, and it is not a surprise to you. These are some helpful links for you. All of this information is on our school counseling website. I think a lot of people don't know that exists, and it has everything you need. College applications, career stuff, scholarships, links to these presentations, everything is there. So these are just some helpful links. The course selection guide, as I said, that you can reference, the planning worksheets that help you plan for next year and make sure you have everything you need. And then coming soon, how to online schedule and do that. You guys did it last year, so it should be somewhat familiar, but we'll give you a reminder. Again, if you have questions, always come in, talk to your counselor. We'll be available during flexes. You can come during a study hall. There's going to be the scheduling fair. There's conferences. You can email us. Please don't hesitate to reach out, and lots of opportunities in the coming weeks for you to get your questions answered. Thanks for listening today, and good luck.